Screens with a mind of their own.
An explanation would be lovely.
And a family heading to Scotland have a beast of a problem.
It's not as though I'm importing some sort of strange eight-armed monster.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
It's an ordinary morning at Gatwick Airport, but some rather extraordinary passengers are about to check in for Easyjet's flight to Prague.
Hello, boys. Oh, I thought we'd never make it. I can't be doing with it.
Dame Kitty Glitter and Lady Elizabeth James are off to Prague to open a new club with celebrity pals Naomi, Kylie and Britney Spears. Well, almost.
My name is Dame Kitty. As I said, I'm the pretty one. This is Lady Elizabeth James.
Hello there.
Show a leg, dear. Show a leg.
Going on.
It's your biggest asset. Can I introduce Naomi? No tantrums today, all right, dear? Brittany, get here, dear.
Hi, sweetie. Hi.
We only just managed to get a visa for her.
Yeah.
Quick 12. Uma Thurman, eat your heart out. Kylie, get here. Rear of the ear, turn, spin.
Oh, she's spinning around.
Spinning around.
Unfortunately, old passport photos never do a girl justice.
It's my twin
Travelling
brother.
under assumed name,
Yeah.
And a big sharp, dangerous, pointed on you in your hand like a sausage nails.
Only my fingernails and my wit.
We left Bournemouth at 9 o'clock. We stopped at Fleet Services, which was a delight. And then a quick freshen up when we got here. And now we're here, ready. I hope the VIP lounge is ready, because I know Stelios.
Kitty thinks she's heading out to a club opening in Prague, but what she doesn't know is that her celebrity friends have organised a big surprise birthday party for her. Over at Luton Airport, things aren't running quite as smoothly. The new departure screen in the bar apparently has a mind of its own.
Please tell me why this happened.
I don't know, basically. I really
Passenger Graham Sinclair was waiting for the delayed 1600 flight to Glasgow.
I went into the bar and just sat, ordered a pint, and was looking at the screen, and it still says expected time 17:55. And then all of a sudden the screen changes and says, like, no, boarding gate 14. So I left that in my pint, walked upstairs and looked at the screen and it says closed.
With the screens apparently urging people to stay in the bar until their flights have departed, it's not long before another passenger misses her flight.
She's saying basically that they didn't put the screens on final call, which they always do. It does it automatically.
I was watching that screen all the time. So it went from go to gate 16 to gate close.
All my colleagues who have spoken to me about yourself, they have been telling me that the screens did say that the gate was boarding. And
No, it did not. I can promise you it did not. Are you calling me a liar?
I never said that.
Well, you are, basically, aren't you?
No, those words.
You're basically calling me a liar. No, you've told me that what I've told you is not true. So you're basically calling me a liar.
And with the next flight to Nice fully booked, things are not looking good.
All I can do for you is transfer your flight tomorrow morning.
I want to be on the flight tonight.
You cannot get on the flight tonight. There is not one available seat.
And when the flight is not full because people don't turn up, what will you do?
Nothing.
Well, I think you should do something for me.
I can't do anything for you when people have brought
Right,
this.
I'm a journalist and you'll be. I will write up about how bad behaved you guys have been, because quite frankly it's crap. You're going to put me on flight 8 o'clock tomorrow morning?
I thought you just said Airline was crap.
Can you get me a manager?
I can do, but he'll say exactly the
Can you
same.
get me a manager?
Yeah, I can. If you just
Good.
give me a
Get
minute.
him now.
Got nothing sharp.
Meanwhile, Dame Kitty and pals have successfully cleared security, and there's no rest for the other passengers.
Oi.
I was so hoping I'd get frisked at security.
Got a bit of dust on your knee, dear. Where are you from?
We're from Canada.
Oh.
Canada, what about you guys?
I can be from wherever you want.
Oh, I see.
And that's girls to you, dear.
Hey, guys is everybody.
Just call me old-fashioned. But you recognise Kylie and Britney, yeah?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Sing La 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 for him, dear.
No.
La 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 La. See, now you've got it, haven't you?
Yeah, got it there. Got it there.
Do you want to hear one of Kitty's? I am what I am. I am my own special creation. You're supposed to cheer at that point. Oh, thank you! Right, you had your chance, bitch.
Lindy Adlam and Graham Sinclair have missed their flights. They blame the departure screens. And Easyjet chief Matt Sherwood is called upon to sort it out.
I understand you were in the bar and you missed the final call to the gate?
Why the hell should I go and sit in some poxy gate when you're not even going to be taking off for another 2 or 3 hours?
OK, can I just bring you to the point that it did say on there, go to gate 16.
Well, of course it says go to gate 16.
But you didn't go.
No, I didn't go because the other people
What
are saying.
can we expect you to do?
The other people are saying final call.
Yeah, and all
when
you
it
do.
says final call, you run, you go.
Well, if you choose to do that, then you run the risk of being offloaded, which you have.
Absolutely bollocks.
There's a child right behind you. Can you not swear?
Bollocks is not a swear word.
With Matt getting nowhere fast, his problems get twice as hard.
Right, but the exact same situation.
Your computer system is screwed.
Expected time, it says 16:55. Now, all of a sudden, the screen changes and says boarding gate 14. Now, I left downstairs, went upstairs, and it says upstairs gate closed. An explanation would be lovely.
With no simple solution in sight, Lindy appeals to Matt's softer side.
I'm now going to miss a night with my daughter. I have very precious time with my daughter, and it's not fair.
Oh, no, don't get yourself upset.
No, I am upset. Because you don't care.
I do care.
No, you don't care. You could get me on the next flight, but you don't care. I have a small child who's dying to see me.
Okay.
I work so hard for my living.
Back in 10 minutes.
Still getting nowhere, Matt heads to the bar to check the mystery screens. With the flight to Prague well underway, Dame Kitty spots a captive audience.
Well, welcome aboard Dame Kitty Glitter Airways. Just to let you naughty boys know, we are flying above 1 mile. We're going to be serving hot food, really hot. The drinks are on the trolley, and we'll be with you shortly. Thank you for your attention. This is Chief Stewardess, Dame Kitty Glitter, and my able assistant, Lady Elizabeth James, signing out. Goodbye. Cheer.
And as the flight drags, Kitty leaps to help.
Buy something off me, for Christ's sake. I dread to think what that fits round here.
I hope you enjoyed it. You'll fly with us again.
I fly with you every week. I just need to teach her to kneel before a queen.
Oh, sorry, madam.
As Kitty heads off into town, she still has no idea what her pals have in store for her. Back in Luton, Matt's checking the bar departure screens. They work on a strict sequential system, the last 3 commands being boarding at gate, final call, and lastly, gate closed.
I've just gone and compared both screens, the one that was in the bar and the one that's in the main food court, and they're both running in sync and they're both showing exactly the same information. So all I can assume then is the passengers have had some confusion with what they managed to see in the time they looked at the screens.
With no apparent gremlins, Graham has probably just confused his delayed flight to Glasgow with the next Glasgow flight, which was departing on time just 30 minutes later. And Matt has a diplomatic explanation for Lindy.
All I'm saying is your strategy of boarding flights, those 2 or 3 minutes have cost you a flight.
You're telling me it's my fault?
It's not a fault thing. It's just the strategy you chose has failed you today. I'm sympathetic to her, the fact that especially she had a child in Nice, but at the end of the day, she had made that mistake herself.
With nothing more that can be done, the 2 passengers agree to be moved to the next available flights.
The night is knackered, really. I had a meal booked for 7:30 this evening, so it's pointless now.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably have to stay somewhere locally and fly tomorrow morning.
With Lindy in search of a hotel, the bar screens are still working fine. It's just hard to read them sometimes. Squibb lives in Prague, but his work regularly takes him back to London. In fact, he's one of the airline's most frequent flyers, returning almost twice a week.
Sounds a bit crazy, doesn't it? But works out good for me.
So what is the nature of this mystery man's business?
It's a good job. Yeah, I enjoy it. Has its moments. I think they think I'm a little bit odd, to be quite honest.
But travelling back and forth to the UK, his cover was nearly blown.
The Stansted staff used to recognise you quite a bit. I think the Gatwick people are beginning to get used to me, judging by the stares I get. Oh, it's him again.
So we've decided to uncover his mission and tail him on his next trip to London. In the centre of Prague, the revels are just getting underway. And the crowd is waiting for Dame Kitty's big entrance. But what she doesn't know is the divas have thrown a surprise party for her birthday.
Oh, yeah, right. So many men, so little time. When love's gone Absolutely fantastic day.
In Prague, international man of mystery Nick Squibb, or is that his real name, is preparing for his next sortie to London.
Passport, phone.
And says goodbye to his family.
Bye-bye.
For quite some time.
See you on Saturday.
It's to be a mission by bus, train, plane and automobile. On the way, Nick gives us a clue to his mission.
Fruity sauce, Weetabix, all brown. No Marmite. No Marmite today, though.
Sounds like a code. After the train, it's a quick dash to the airport to catch his flight. On board, Mark explains how to lose any possible tails.
As soon as the door opens, I bomb burst out, leg it through the airport, just for last orders. Excellent. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's the August Bank Holiday Friday and Bristol Airport is bracing itself for the busiest day ever. But ticket agent Kelly Roberts foresees a problem.
Because we've got the new girls, they're obviously not fluent with the check-in procedure, so I'm giving them a little bit longer to check them all in.
Of the 6 check-in staff, 3 are new.
We've got Charlie. It's her second day on check-in today.
That's okay, it's your passport's and boarding card.
She was shadowing yesterday. Emma, Welsh, can't understand the words she's saying.
I got Olive and Judith, yeah? That's lovely, thank you.
Laura, Bristolian and very loud. Is anyone going to Alicante?
If there's any passengers travelling to Alicante...
No, anyone going to Alicante?
Can you please go to the front of your own queue?
It's quite fun when you hear that bellows coming over from the check-in area.
With the queues swelling, it's not long before a problem arises.
I mean, this is the administration here is absolutely crazy. They don't know what they're doing up there. I mean, you've got young kids there that don't even know what they're talking about.
Bilbao passenger Paul Bone believes he's missed his flight because the new check-in staff were too slow.
Sorry, but they won't accept you on that flight today. All we can do is transfer you to tomorrow's flight.
What choice have I got? If they're going to have staff behind a desk dealing with a crowd like what's over there now, then they should at least know what they're doing.
Unhappy with his treatment, Paul seeks out Easyjet supervisor Michelle.
This is not the time to be having people who don't know what they're doing. I mean, just look at the
It's not
crowd.
in case they don't know what they're doing. They're new. I do apologise, but tomorrow, nice hour before check-in. Speed comes with experience, and, you know, when you've got lots of people shouting that they're there for this flight, and it's got 2 minutes to close, then that's something, you know, she has to learn.
The next morning, on his way to work, we catch up with a mystery civil servant. Could his sweatshirt reveal him to be a sinister double agent? From Prague to Purley, we're about to find out the secret of this mystery man. Nick's a fireman, and he'll be at work for the next 4 days till flying home.
Greenwatch, Greenwatch, and your names as follows. Firefighter Squibb.
Present.
Leading firefighter Hackett. Firefighter Calver. Greenwatch, Greenwatch, as detailed, get to work.
With a fireman's shift lasting 4 days and nights, the weekly commute from Prague suits Nick perfectly.
This is my second home. I have to work here, but I relax at home in Prague.
In the meantime, the residents of Purley can sleep easy at night. Back at Luton, browbeaten Mel encounters a regular problem.
I've got my passport and my driving licence. My wife hasn't got her passport, and neither does my son.
We do have to have one form of ID, like I say. We haven't got one of those.
So we can't fly?
No, not unless you have one of those. The only thing I can do for you now is try and stay on to the next flight.
I'll just go without and forget about it. There must be something you could do.
No, there's not.
There's absolutely not. It's totally fake. But why? What are you worried that
If I get on a train and go up to Scotland, I don't actually have to have a passport to get. Yeah, of course it's a bloody train, but it's going to the same place.
Right. Just lower your voice, sir.
I am getting just a slightly put off for this, but it just strikes me as being very strange.
I can't do anything about it, ma'am. We have no discretion.
I've got loads of identification. I've got loads of cards with me. I've got everything, but I haven't got a photograph.
The problem appears to be that we haven't got our photo ID to try and travel to Scotland, which, as far as I can remember, was in the British Isles. What can we do? We're utterly hamstrung by these thick-headed people wearing orange suits who say, oh, can't do this, can't do that. I mean, you know, it's my son and my wife. It's not as though I'm importing some sort of strange eight-armed monster. How stupid is that?
The Tillys are supposed to be flying to Scotland for dinner with friends tonight, but if Caroline can't make the next flight, she'll be dining alone.
Hopefully I'll get home and back in time to catch that flight. If I miss that flight, I might just abandon the whole trip.
With the next flight to Edinburgh closing at 16:50, Caroline has just 1 hour 53 minutes to get home, find her passport and return to the airport. A journey that should take 2 hours. Back at Bristol Airport, it's their busiest day ever and things have suddenly got worse.
Complete news and information. Bristol's GWR-FM.
So the Great Bank Holiday Getaway was stopped in its tracks today. Holidaymakers face massive delays after a multiple vehicle pileup closed the airport road for 2 whole hours.
There's been an accident on the A38. On the Easy Newcastle, we're 60 passengers down with 10 minutes to close. There's not many at check-in, so can you advise the captain when he comes in and see whether he'll hold for a bit?
The Newcastle flight should have closed at 5:15 p.m, but almost half the passengers haven't made it to the airport yet.
Right. Newcastle, yeah, straight to the front of check-in.
There's been a horrendous crash coming out on the A38, 4 cars involved, so the whole road's been closed off, which meant that everybody's panicking to get to the airport.
Michelle's team is doing everything they can to keep the flight open because there's only a few spare seats on the next and final flight tonight. For passengers that miss it, it'll probably mean an extra night in Bristol.
The aircraft is now here and the captain is ringing the company and at the moment he's holding on as long as he can, but obviously delaying this flight delays the later Newcastle as well. At the moment we're 30 down.
Is anyone else travelling to Newcastle?
Go through immediately into the departure lounge where we're still holding. This is the last call for anyone for Newcastle. If you could do that, please. I'm about to close.
I've got his passport, so I'll get him checked in as soon as he gets in. We just have to be very quick.
Yeah. Having kept the flight open for an extra half hour, the captain has to go.
Where are you? Huh? Yeah. Oh, yep.
But there's time for just one more.
That's finished, then I'm going to close the flight. OK, thanks, bye.
Finally, Flight 570 leaves Bristol with a 45-minute delay and only 17 of the 148 passengers missing. At Luton, the Edinburgh flight is moments from closing. For Caroline Tilley, it's touch and go.
Oh, God, it's me, I'm back.
She's made it. Just.
Nightmare. I had to sit for half an hour at Luton Airport waiting for a train. And then my dad met me at Wellingborough with my passport. And there was no train, so he's just driven me to Luton.
How did you see your passport right here?
Here it is. Here's the passport.
Finally, I've tried a bit of a day with that today.
I have.
So, dinner with the family after all. With an exhausting Bank Holiday Friday drawing to a close, the Bristol team have pulled it off. Not one passenger failed to get to Newcastle that night. Lindy flew out to join her family the next morning, and Dame Kitty had a night to remember.